Okay, so I'll warn you right off the bat, my fiance is across the room. He may or may not behave himself and stay quiet, so I apologize if I get distracted. And this may be some conversation that might be TMI, so just gonna warn you right off the bat about that too. This is a video response to Pyper's like venting video that she did yesterday. Um, I just wanted to let you know that you are not alone. It's really weird to me, but almost everything that you were talking about and upset about, I have those exact same problems. So I thought I would just share a couple things with you, and in particular, suggest something to you that may kind of help, maybe? I don't know. So, my fiance and I, we've been together, I'm trying to think of exactly how long, almost 5.5 years, probably close to that now. So we've been together for a long time. And him and I are exactly the type of people that are super attached at the hip. We talk to each other constantly. Like, I don't know if I'm just ridiculous, but I feel like I can't go a day without spending like at least like a little bit of time just him and me. So I totally know what you mean when you're talking about that. And I totally understand how work gets completely in the way of that. He's doing stuff right now where he works from 5 to about 1 in the morning, and he does that 5 nights a week. And I work 3 to 4 days a week, usually earlier in the day. So him and I, and because we're both college students, so on average we get to see each other probably like 2 hours, like of good time most days. There are some days where we get more time than that, but it's kind of rare. So I think yours is a more extreme situation than probably ours right now, but I totally understand the concept behind that, and I know how much that sucks. So I totally get how you're feeling. On top of that, I know exactly what you're talking about, like with cars and not having enough money to fix cars and things like that. Both of us have cars right now that are about to completely crap out on us. And I just took my car up this week because it was totally dead. I'm lucky I had a minor fix this time, but it's been costing me money right and left. Like, it's ridiculous. And I hate depending on parents to try and cover those things. So I know how you feel about that too, and I'm really, really sorry that that terrible conjunction of all kinds of bad things happening to you right now, and that's just really shitty. My main thing I wanted to say to you is in regards to the whole UTI thing. I struggle with that so bad, and I had when I first started college, um, I had them so frequently and so badly and so often. I actually have permanent, like, bladder scarring. Like, to this day, if I don't drink water frequently enough, I have the symptoms of a bladder infection, even when I don't have them, and they pass, like, very quickly if I drink enough water. So, because of how often you've had those, you may be experiencing something similar where you may not actually have an infection at all. If you are dehydrated and you're not drinking enough, you'll feel the exact same way. Like, sometimes I will swear to myself that I have one and I don't. It's just, like, I'm not kidding, chug water. Like, every time you come out of the bathroom, drink a glass so that you are constantly full of water. And it may or may not help you. It might clear it up, though, if that's what they're seeing, that you don't have an infection but you're feeling like that. That could be what it is, because I know how that feels. On top of that, I take a preventative antibiotic every night before bed so that I don't get those. And I think the one I take is nitrofurantoin is what it's called. And it's supposed to be directed specifically for stuff like UTIs. It's not like an antibiotic that sort of treats generally stuff. So it shouldn't, supposedly, cause any sort of like, what am I trying to say? You won't build up an immunity to other antibiotics. That's kind of the theory behind that. But you do take like a small one like every night before bed, and it should prevent you from getting them as frequently. Once they put me on that, I don't think I've had a single bladder infection ever since, but I was having them like I felt like I permanently had one basically for like a year, because it was like as soon as I got over it, I had one again. It was ridiculous. So I'm one of those women who has the exact same problem, and I know what you're talking about. So maybe you should discuss with your doctor, maybe trying to do something like that and see if that helps you. Because if you do have the bladder scarring already, that's a shitty deal, and I know how that feels. If you don't have it yet, though, you can sort of stop yourself from getting to that point. But it kind of sounds like you might be right on the cusp of that. So drink lots of water, like, all the time. That's my advice to you. The other thing I was going to say, and I'm not trying to, like, preach at you or be obnoxious, but whenever I have a lot of things going wrong in my life, that's usually one of those times where I feel like the gods are trying to teach me something. And you can sort of like react to that one of two ways. You can let it get you really, really down, or you can try really hard to step back and say, okay, this is shitty, but what can I get out of it that maybe will prevent me from feeling this shitty later, or will help me cope with it in a different way, or think about it differently. So I guess it's not really looking at it being positive about it necessarily, but it is putting a positive spin sort of on like what's going on. That always helps me. Like, there are a lot of times in life where things happen and you just have no control over them. And it's like a horrible, perfect storm of terrible things that happen all at once. And I think really the only way you can sort of come out and stay positive about things like that, because you're not going to be cheerful and happy every day, obviously, when things are terrible. The only way that I'm able to stay motivated and feel okay about it is if I can sort of learn something from the experience. So, I don't know, consider stuff like that, I guess. Maybe that'll make you feel a little better if you can get something out of it, even if it is shitty. Like, learning lessons is better than getting nothing out of it, I guess. So, anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I care about you, and I'm really sorry that everything sucks right now, and I wanted to let you know you are definitely not alone. So, if you need people to talk to or vent to, I'm always here. And I love watching your videos, so obviously I will continue to watch all of your rant videos too. So, feel better.